The atomic bomb. It began as a whisper, a theory scribbled on blackboards. Scientists understood the atom held unimaginable power. In 1945, this power became reality. The United States, in a bid to end World War II, unleashed this destructive force upon the world. The first atomic bomb, codenamed Trinity, detonated in the New Mexico desert. It was a terrifying spectacle, a monstrous new dawn. On August 6, 1945, an American B-29 bomber, the Enola Gay, dropped Little Boy on Hiroshima, Japan. The city, once vibrant and full of life, vanished in an instant. The bomb, with a force equivalent to 15,000 tons of TNT, obliterated everything within a 2-mile radius. The heat wave ignited fires that raged for hours. The devastation was absolute. 3 days later, a second bomb, Fat Man, fell on Nagasaki. This plutonium bomb, even more powerful than the one dropped on Hiroshima, unleashed its fury on another unsuspecting city. Though mountainous terrain shielded some areas, the destruction was catastrophic. Tens of thousands perished instantly. The world watched in horror as the mushroom clouds became a chilling symbol of the atomic age. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 ushered in a new era of fear and uncertainty. The sheer devastation caused by these bombs was unlike anything the world had ever seen. Buildings were flattened and countless lives were lost in an instant. The Cold War began, casting a long shadow over the latter half of the 20th century. The United States and the Soviet Union, locked in an ideological struggle, amassed ever-growing nuclear arsenals. Both nations were determined to outdo each other in a show of military might. This arms race led to the development of more advanced and more destructive weapons. The world watched as these two superpowers stockpiled enough nuclear weapons to destroy the planet many times over. The world held its breath, living under the constant threat of annihilation. Civil defense drills became a part of daily life, with people practicing how to take cover in the event of a nuclear attack. Fallout shelters were built in backyards and basements, stocked with supplies to last through the aftermath of a nuclear explosion. Newspapers and television broadcasts were filled with dire warnings about the potential for nuclear war. The destructive power of these weapons grew exponentially. Nuclear tests were conducted with alarming frequency, each one more powerful than the last. The sight of a mushroom cloud rising into the sky became a grim symbol of the new reality. These tests not only demonstrated the terrifying capabilities of nuclear weapons, but also had devastating environmental and health impacts. The hydrogen bomb, thousands of times more powerful than the bombs dropped on Japan, became the new standard in this terrifying arms race. Scientists worked tirelessly in secret laboratories, pushing the boundaries of physics to create these monstrous weapons. The detonation of a hydrogen bomb was a spectacle of unimaginable force, a chilling reminder of the destructive potential that humanity had unleashed upon itself. Section 5. Megadeath, the Tsar Bomba and beyond. In 1961, the Soviet Union tested the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated, the Tsar Bomba. This 50-megaton monster dwarfed all previous bombs. Its mushroom cloud reached 40 miles high. The shockwave circled the globe 3 times. The Tsar Bomba was a terrifying demonstration of unchecked power, a stark reminder of the stakes of the nuclear age. Section 6. Nuclear winter, the long shadow of war. Beyond immediate devastation, nuclear war poses a long-term threat, nuclear winter. Scientists theorize that detonating hundreds or thousands of nuclear weapons would loft millions of tons of soot and debris into the atmosphere. This would block sunlight, plunging the planet into darkness and causing temperatures to plummet. Crops would fail, ecosystems would collapse, global famine and societal collapse would follow. Section 7. Counting the cost. How many bombs for Armageddon? The exact number of bombs required to trigger a nuclear winter remains uncertain. Scientists have long debated the threshold at which the detonation of nuclear weapons would lead to a catastrophic global climate event. The concept of nuclear winter suggests that the smoke and soot from burning cities and forests would block sunlight, drastically cooling the Earth's surface. This could lead to widespread crop failures and famine. Some estimates suggest that detonating a few hundred weapons could have catastrophic global consequences. These estimates are based on models that simulate the effects of nuclear explosions on the atmosphere and climate. The immediate impact of the blasts would be devastating, but the long-term environmental consequences could be even more severe. However, even a limited nuclear exchange could have devastating regional and global impacts. The fallout from such an exchange would not be confined to the areas directly hit by the bombs. Radioactive particles would spread through the atmosphere, contaminating air, water and soil far from the original blast sites. The interconnectedness of the modern world amplifies the potential for cascading effects. Our global economy relies on complex networks of trade and communication. A disruption in one part of the world can quickly ripple through these networks, causing widespread economic and social upheaval, making even a small nuclear war an unthinkable catastrophe. The humanitarian impact would be immense, with millions of people potentially displaced, injured or killed. Emergency response systems would be overwhelmed, and the long-term health effects of radiation exposure would add to the suffering. The prospect of nuclear conflict is a stark reminder of the need for international cooperation and disarmament efforts to prevent such a disaster. Section 8. The Nuclear Sword of Damocles. Today, 9 nations possess over 12,000 nuclear weapons. While the Cold War has ended, the threat remains. Nuclear materials are vulnerable to theft. Terrorist groups could acquire these deadly weapons. Accidental launches are a constant concern. The world lives with the knowledge that the unthinkable remains a terrifying possibility. Section 9. A Fragile Hope. The Path to Disarmament. In the aftermath of devastating wars and the looming threat of nuclear annihilation, humanity stands at a crossroads. The path to disarmament is not just a political journey, but a moral imperative. It is a testament to our collective will to survive and thrive in a world free from the shadow of nuclear weapons. Despite the grim reality, there is hope. The end of wars has always brought a renewed sense of purpose and a collective sigh of relief. Humanitarian efforts have shown us that even in the darkest times, the human spirit is resilient. People from all walks of life come together, united by a common goal of peace and prosperity. Treaties like the Non-Proliferation Treaty aim to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons. These agreements are milestones in our journey towards a safer world. They represent the hard work and dedication of diplomats and leaders who understand the catastrophic consequences of nuclear proliferation. International summits and meetings at the United Nations are crucial in fostering dialogue and cooperation among nations. International organizations work tirelessly to secure and reduce existing stockpiles. The dismantling of nuclear warheads is a meticulous and dangerous process, but it is a necessary step towards a safer world. Cooperation among nations is essential in ensuring that these weapons do not fall into the wrong hands and that they are ultimately eliminated. Public awareness and activism play a crucial role in demanding disarmament. Throughout history, the voices of the people have been a powerful force for change. Peace marches, protests and rallies have brought attention to the dangers of nuclear weapons and have pressured governments to take action. Activists and ordinary citizens alike have shown that when we stand together, we can make a difference. The path to a world free of nuclear weapons is long and arduous. It requires perseverance, dedication, and a willingness to face challenges head-on. The journey is fraught with obstacles, but the determination of those who believe in a better future keeps us moving forward. Every step taken, no matter how small, brings us closer to our goal. But it is a path we must travel. The stakes are too high for us to turn back now. The future of our planet and the well-being of future generations depend on the actions we take today. Inspirational speeches and the solidarity of people marching together remind us that we are not alone in this fight.